Hi everyone, welcome to another video by ESL Fluency. So far we have covered 3 rules for writing. Rule number 1, no clutter. Number 2, be clear and specific. And number 3, create the right tone. In this video, we are going to discuss the 4th rule. Have good cohesion and coherence in your writing. Good cohesion and coherence are what make your writing logical and easy to understand. Let's take a closer look at cohesion. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, you'll need a lot of pieces, big or small, if you want to make a car. All these pieces should be car related. You can't use bricks and cement in the car making process. So your job is to put all these pieces together to make one whole unit. Similarly, when it comes to cohesion in essay writing, you'll need different relevant words, phrases, sentences, and ideas to make a whole paragraph or essay. They should all stick together and also be related to the topic at hand. So, as I mentioned, not every word and sentence can be used with another word or sentence. That's why there are 2 main types of cohesion. The first one is the grammatical cohesion. It refers to the connections between text elements. It is divided into 4 groups. Number 1, referencing. Referencing means to refer back to something or someone that you have mentioned earlier in your essay. This can be done in different ways. One of them is by using pronouns like I, you, he, them, us, mine, this, those, and so on. For example, your car is fast, mine is faster. In this example, I tried to use fewer words and avoid repeating the same structure by using the pronoun mine. Without this pronoun, I had to say this: your car is fast, my car is faster. It sounds mechanical, doesn't it? Another kind of referencing is done by using comparative references to talk about identity, similarities, or differences. Here is the example. Some animals like snakes and scorpions are venomous. Being too close to such animals is therefore unwise. In this example, I've used such to avoid repeating animals like snakes and scorpions. Number 2, substitution. It means to replace a word or phrase with another one to avoid repetition. The 3 most common words for this purpose are one, ones, and different forms of the verb do. Here are the examples. I asked him which car he liked and he pointed at the blue one. We had a stupid competition to see who could drink a bottle of milk faster. Mike finished before I did. Number 3, ellipsis. This one refers to the omission of a word or part of a sentence because the meaning is clear even without them. Since those parts are replaced with no other words, we can also call it substitution by zero. Take a look at this sentence. I'd like to visit New York, but I can't afford to visit New York. How can you get rid of the repetition here? Here is the answer. I'd like to visit New York, but I can't afford to. Before we move on to the next point, I should tell you that some experts are against using prepositions at the end of a sentence. It's not an error to end a sentence with a preposition, but it is a little less formal, so avoid using such structures in formal writing or formal speaking. The last type of grammatical cohesion is conjunction. It shows the connection between parts of a sentence or a sentence and the one following or preceding it. This is usually done by using conjunctive words or phrases like firstly, moreover, and, but, for example, nevertheless, and so on. Here are the examples. Everyone came to the party early, but Julia came late. This is a compound sentence with 2 parts, which are joined by the word but. This little word shows a contrast between those 2 parts, making it easier for the reader to understand the link between them. Let's take a look at another example. This is a cheap and simple process. However, there are dangers. Now, there are 2 simple sentences. but their connection is not clear with the word however. Now that you understand what grammatical cohesion is, let's take a look at lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion refers to the meaningful connection between the words in your sentences. There are two main forms of lexical cohesion. Number one, repetition. It refers to repeating keywords, phrases, and ideas throughout your work, which helps your reader follow the main threads more easily. Take a look at this example to understand how it works. My roommate is an annoying person. I am annoyed each time I have to shut the ice-covered windows that John, my roommate, insists on opening every night, even during the winter. In this example, the writer has used the word annoy twice to strengthen the idea that the roommate is not easy to live with. But you should be careful about the use of repetition in your writing. Word or phrase repetition is like adding salt to your food. You can do it with the right amount, but too much of it will ruin the food. Let me clarify this point by using our example. In the early morning, I am easily annoyed by my roommate. I am annoyed each time I have to shut the ice-covered windows that John, my roommate, insists on opening every night, even during the winter. Another annoying habit of his is that he smokes cigarettes at home, which makes life unbearable to me. And last but not least, I am annoyed by the fact that he doesn't care about his dandruff problem, and I have to cope with the white tornado swirling around the apartment. Do you see how bad the paragraph sounds with excessive repetition? So, what is the solution to this problem? The solution lies in the use of appropriate synonyms or more specific words. Synonyms or near synonyms are words that convey almost the same meaning. But before I show you how we can improve the paragraph, let me talk about one common mistake among language learners. Many people believe that synonyms or near synonyms can be used interchangeably. For example, many students think that words like interesting and exciting are the same thing. But the truth is, they refer to two different things. Exciting means making you feel happy. For example, when you are playing a game and you keep winning, you say, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, this is so exciting." You feel the adrenaline rush and the energy. That's called excitement. Interesting, on the other hand, means making you pay attention. If something is interesting to you, you want to know more about it. It makes you curious. For example, think about the last time you tried to find the answer to a question on the internet. You didn't have to, but you wanted to know the answer because you were interested. You wanted to know more. This is the sort of connection that you should be looking for when you are learning different words with close meanings. If you do this the right way, you can speak like a native speaker. Now, let's get back to our paragraph that had poor cohesion. Pause the video now and try to get rid of the repetition. And here is the answer. My roommate is a really annoying person. I am annoyed every morning that I have to shut the ice-covered windows that John, my roommate, insists on opening every night, even during the winter. Another infuriating habit of his is that he smokes cigarettes at home, which makes life unbearable to me. And last but not least, I am disgusted by the fact that he doesn't care about his dandruff problem, and I have to cope with the white tornado swirling around the apartment. As you can see, I have used different parts of a speech, near synonym, and a word that conveys a more precise meaning. This is how you use repetition to your advantage. Now, let's discuss collocation. Collocation is how some words are often used together, or a particular combination of words used in this way. For example, take a shower is a typical collocation in English. Such word combinations make your words sound natural, so it is best to learn new words with their collocations. For non-native learners, the best way to learn them is by reading well-written books, magazines and articles, watching movies or TV shows, and using a good dictionary. You can find the links to 3 online dictionaries in the description of this video. Now you know the different types of cohesion. There are also some other factors that are not part of cohesion but can help you improve it. The first one is thematic development. It refers to how a sentence prepares the reader for the next. To understand how it works, take a look at this example. People should consider doing unpaid community service from time to time. Such voluntary work creates a feeling of happiness among them and boosts their self-esteem. Experiencing those feelings on a daily basis helps people have a higher sense of life satisfaction. Notice how the second part of each sentence in green forms the theme or main subject of the next sentence in red. In other words, if you pay attention, you will see that the sentences are connected to each other like a chain. But I have to tell you that although this kind of paragraph development results in very good cohesion, it is not always possible to develop your ideas this way. On such occasions, conjunctive words or phrases are what you need to use. The next factor is consistency in your point of view. Point of view refers to the angle from which you want to present ideas. Do you want to tell the reader that those ideas are your opinion? Do you want to speak directly to your reader and give them some tips and advice? Or do you just want to present facts? To have good cohesion in your work, you need to choose the appropriate one. Otherwise, you'll just cause confusion, and that is the worst thing that can happen to a piece of writing. There are three main points of view that you can use in your writing. In the first person point of view, you use pronouns like I, my, me, we, our, and us to present your opinion. It is suitable if you are writing a personal letter or an opinion essay. In the second person point of view, you structure your work around the pronouns you and your. Use this point of view if you want to speak directly to your readers or give them some pieces of advice. The third person point of view is the most formal one. You should use this in formal or academic writing. It uses the pronouns he, she, it, and they. Writers usually choose this one to present facts and not opinions. Here is the example. When it comes to news editing, a variety of factors influence the process. First of all, the political affiliation of the editors or the owners of the media company play a major role in selecting the news items to be broadcast. They would like to promote their favorite political parties. Consistency in tense. Simply put, you should use the past tense if you are referring to the past events. For example, I took a trip to Vancouver last summer and I really enjoyed it. But if you are presenting facts and opinions, it is better to use the present tense. What's more important is that you stick to one tense throughout your essay and avoid switching your tense unless it is necessary. Here is the example. Change can sometimes be a difficult thing to accept. No matter how big or small, sadly many of us fear it. Having said that, we should always remember that a change may sometimes bring about better opportunities in life. For example, when I was 10 years old, my family moved to a new house. I was upset at first because I didn't want to lose my friends, but my old friends and I figured out a way to hang out from time to time. Plus, we had such great neighbors that I made some new friends. Now I'm 15 and no more scared of changes. Notice how I help the reader understand which part is in the past and which is in the present by using time indicators. Now, let's talk about coherence. Do you remember our example about cars? Well, now I'm going to use it to illustrate what coherence is. Take a look at these two pictures. Once you put the car pieces together, your car might look neat and beautiful like the red one or won't make sense like the white one. Both cars are complete and you might be able to drive them, but since you have put some pieces in the wrong places in the white one, the car won't make sense. Similarly, in writing, if you don't make it easy for the reader to move from one sentence to the next or from one idea to another, your writing will be incoherent like this white car. One quick way to assess the coherence of a piece of writing is to read it and see if you can understand everything in one try. If you had to read the paragraph twice or more, it is probably because it's not coherent. Now, these are some methods that you can use to improve your work's coherence. Use transitional words or phrases to link ideas, sentences, and paragraphs. Using linking devices appropriately will help the reader know how your points are connected and understand your thought process. Take a look at this example with bad coherence. Australia is home to many unusual animals. The platypus is a mammal but lays eggs. In this example, the reader may think that the second sentence is a new idea, but it is strange jumping so fast from one idea to the next. So he or she hesitates to think about what is going on. That hesitation is a sign of poor coherence. Now, pause the video and try to improve it before I give you the answer. And here is the answer. Australia is home to many unusual animals. The platypus, for example, is a mammal but lays eggs. Now, the reader knows that the second sentence is an example for the first one. There is no need to stop and think because the flow of ideas is smooth. Use parallel structures. Simply put, if you're writing about a list of things, all the items should take the same grammatical form. Take a look at this sentence that doesn't use parallel structures. I like to watch TV, playing soccer, and to eat pizza. This structure doesn't make sense, does it? Now, let's see how we can improve the sentence using parallel structures. I like to watch TV, play soccer, and eat pizza. Or, I like watching TV, playing soccer, and eating pizza. That's it, everyone. If you like this video, please subscribe for more and don't forget to check out our website and share your ideas in the comment section. You can also find the links to our writing course in the description section. See you in the next one.